Hello guys, welcome to this tutorial. Before we get started, I want to let you know that you can find all the code example and resources we'll be using today in the GitHub Repository linked in the video description below. This repository serves as a valuable companion to the tutorial, allowing you to follow along, experiment, and explore the code on your own time. Welcome to today's tutorial where we will explore an essential aspect of building secure Next.js application using our NextAuth.js. Protecting your API route using NextAuth simplifies the process of implementing authentication and authorization in your Next.js project. This tutorial will focus on securing the API route of your Next application, ensuring that only authenticated users can access specific endpoints. This is crucial for protecting sensitive data and preventing unauthorized access to your backend functionalities. So now, let's put theory into practice by exploring real-world cases where securing API route becomes paramount. So consider a scenario where you are developing an e-commerce platform, for example. Your application likely has API route responsible for handling critical operations like processing payments, managing user profiles, and handling order data. Imagine the potential consequences if an unauthorized user gains access to these endpoints. Payment information, user details, and order histories could be exposed, posing a significant security risk. By the end of this tutorial, you will have the knowledge to fortify this API route, ensuring that only an authenticated user with the right permission can interact with these sensitive functionalities. In another scenario, think about, for example, like a social networking application built with Next.js. API route might handle actions such as posting update, patching user timelines, and managing, for example, friend requests. Without proper authentication and authorization, this route could be exploited by malicious actors, leading to unauthorized posts, privacy breaches, and other undesirable outcomes. Let's discover how to implement the API route protection with NextAuth. So first of all, we want to create a new protected API, a new route. So we go under the API and we create a new one. We are already in our project here that you can find on GitHub. So let's create a new route that is called protected API. And here we go. This is our API. We create a new route inside route.ts, and we want to give back some information to our customer that make an API call to this route. The first things that we need is the getServerSession. As I explained you before, to get session data from the server, we need to use this method, and we also need, in this case, the options. We need to send as parameter to our getServerSession the NextAuth options. So we import the hot options. We call option. We export from our NextAuth API route. So from absolute path API, that's hot, and our dynamic NextAuth route. We import actually from here this option that is an export hot option. We want to import again all the information from here. We import also the next response module. We need to manage the response data from our API call. So the response from next server. This is what we need. Okay, we create our API with this function, and with the new app router, we have to define what kind of API we need. In this case, we need the get method, and with the TypeScript, we want to specify that the request is a request, and we are going to retrieve the session data from here using our getServerSession from here, and input the hot option has parameter to get all our information. Let's console log our session so we see what we are getting, and we return next response as JSON and this is the data that the secret data we are going to return to our clients. We can, for example, protected content, and this is my secret content. And here we go. So this is our request. In this case, we don't have any control check. Every time I request something to this API route, I always get my secret content. Let's see if it works, and later we will interact with the session to block unauthenticated user. Let's npm run dev. We open in the browser. Is here our local host. We are not signing in. Actually, we are signing because it got my previous session from the cookies to get our API and protected API. Let's see what we get. There is a mistake here. We need to absolute have and the API auth, and we are going to get NextAuth and then the route. Here we go. We try again. Let's see. And here we go. We get from this API the protected content. Okay. Actually, we want to give back my protected content only if the user is authenticated. So what we got from here is the session. We can see from our console. We can see from here. Actually, the session is null here. It means that. Okay. So it means we say that the session is null because we are not authenticated. So we should not get these contents. But if I sign in, if I get my session, we will see that the session is not null. So we can implement something like if session is not null, we are going to return our protected content. Okay. But if, for example, this one, if the session is null, we can, for example, return something like you are not authenticated, or you can redirect the customer to our sign-in page. And in this case, let's return next response to be like a JSON. Say access denied. Here we go. We get, well, I'm not authenticated, so what I get is access denied. But if I authenticate from the sign-in page, let's try. We sign in, something random. I'm authenticated, so now I'm authenticated, and the API route should give me the protected content. So if I go to API, protected API, and I get my protected content, so it works. We have reached the end of this video tutorial, and I genuinely hope you have enjoyed its content. If it has been helpful to you, please show your support by liking the video and sharing it with your friends on social media. If you haven't already, I warmly invite you to subscribe to my channel to stay updated on upcoming lessons. Don't forget to check out my website, devergolabs.com, where you will find a plethora of interesting programming content. You can also send me collaboration requests and explore all the programming services we offer. Your participation and support are crucial in my growing and to grow this community and providing you with even more valuable resources. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here with us, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video tutorial.